Hold up. Um, Hi. 1 second. Log. Okay. Right. Hi, Neko. Hold on. Hey, Ems. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh my God. Okay. Wrong spelling. What? What? Eh? All right. Hi everyone. How's it going? Hold on. Let me just change this. Let me know if the volume is too soft or did I? Um. Oh. Just stretch. um. I'm gonna call it final straight, just cause you know. I'm sorry, Ems, if you're if you're gonna get triggered over the English. But I'm just gonna leave it as that. All right. So, hello everyone. For those of you who are new, oh wait, I forgot something. Yeah, for those of you who are new, welcome to my stream. Oh, actually, to everyone, actually, welcome to the. I wouldn't say the final beginners lesson. There's like one extra thing I want to show you guys next week. Next week? Let's just say next week because hey Laggy, hey Metal, because yeah, this is pretty much the end of the grammar section for the beginners. Well, just stick around if you want to learn Japanese. Well, you've come to the right place. Yes, Ems, I know you saw my um what was it? My I tested my PS4 Gran Turismo. Hey, Nya. Alright, yeah, but this is the yeah, I usually teach on Saturday for Japanese. I don't usually stream racing. That was just a bonus. And that was just me trying out my PS4 streaming. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I uploaded a video today. I think some of you may have seen it already, but it's basically me showing you guys how to set up a keyboard for Japanese keyboard. I hope that was helpful. I know a lot of people are asking me for it, so and I procrastinated that video a lot. So I'll be honest, I get a bit nervous of hearing my own voice. Not so much now, since I think that it sounds okay. But yeah, I'm a bit insecure with my own voice. So like a lot of the video ideas that I had, I'm like a bit scared to like voice over or narrate stuff. But yeah, I'm getting over that. Anyways, um, hmm. Fair enough. I mean, you don't need to. But like um, you don't need to use keybinds. I click all the time. Like this, you know. I just go here and I click. As long as as long as it gets the job done, that's it. Hey Normie. But yeah. So today, yeah, for all the new people here, welcome. Today it's just gonna be the final lesson of the beginners lesson. But like, if you have time, okay, if you have time, I suggest going through all the beginners playlist. If you want to learn Japanese. But yeah. I hope that my lessons will be entertaining. I try not to use the same memes every time because it can get stale. But I try to use memes in my lesson to make it more entertaining for you guys to relate better, and it'll help you. It's meant to help you guys understand the stuff that I'm gonna teach. And if you check the description, there is a vocab list. I said that I wrote that today. Just one, just one, just one today. But yeah, vocab list is in the description. And then at the end, well, you guys will see how far you've gone. Assuming that you've been here for the whole since the start. So yeah, this is gonna just so you know, all of this was the GLPT N5. If you didn't know already, we're basically, this is basically the last of the GLPT N5. I went through the list, so I know. Or like I went through a list online. It seems like we've covered majority, if not all, of the GLPT N5. So if you guys study this properly and study the vocab, you guys should be able to pass, no problem. I think based on all the comments, I successfully helped you guys understand help you guys understand what each grammar is meant to do. But yeah, today is probably going to be one of the most important ones and the last one of GLPT N5, because there's this one very important concept. I covered it very lightly, I think in 2 lessons ago. It's alright. There's review. So I'm not gonna go straight to the intermediate stuff, of course. I did mention that there was gonna be a test incoming, and I'm gonna be evil with it. No, I'm kidding. You guys will get a chance to test how much you've understood. So yeah. Before I get started, I forgot. Before I get started, Patreon screen. I have a Patreon. Thank you to Thank you to these guys: Polos, Megalong, Air Zero, Deck Hardmy, Goblin, Air, and Thorbio. And there's also one, I keep forgetting to update this. There's one person called Yami. I'm sorry I didn't put your name here, but I have seen your I've seen that you became a subscriber to me, so thank you very much. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. Because you guys support me, and because you guys have like became my patron subs, I'm always reminded that I need to like make this good. So yeah, it's thanks to you guys that I can make this like decent, you know. Obviously there's room for improvement, but we'll get there. And for the rest of you who aren't my Patreon subs and you find these lessons helpful, I would encourage you, if you want to donate, there's a Streamlabs donation link in my in the stream description. If you just look below, and if you want to become my patron as well, that's also good. Just go to this Patreon link and sub there. But yeah, that's not necessary. I suggest you first try out my lessons to see if you like what I'm teaching before you decide to sub. So yeah. All right, now with all that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, final straight. I'm not changing this because I'm too lazy. So yeah, again, for all those of you who stayed, well done. Give yourself a pat in the back, because I'd say very few people who start actually get this far. Very few. Like the people that I've taught before, they would start at hiragana and katakana. They would like learn some particles here and there, and then it would stop because of real life, or they just give up. So if you understood Basically, everything I've taught you guys so far, you guys did very well already. And I suggest that you don't stop. At least keep going. Of course, there's always real life, that's always a thing. But make sure to keep it up, because you never know. Um, One day it will help, and you'll be like me, experienced. You'll be able to help others learn the language. Let's say someone gets into hall life, and so they don't know anything about hall life JP. Um, you know, uh, you can help them by knowing the language. You will be able to understand the hall life people, what they say. Yeah, so you should go into my channel and watch the playlist. I put a beginner's playlist there. Don't mind the first few lessons, because um, the first few lessons were a bit dull. I think just because it was my first time. There was no music. There was no like I mean, there was humor in there. I did the best I could with the memes that I knew, but it was yeah, there's no music in there, so you might have to bear with the silence a bit. But yeah, I decided it was 3 lessons in, I think, that I decided to put music in. And yeah, I understand motivation is a hard thing, but you know, you have to realize that I I put in my first lesson. What are your motivations for learning this language? Whether it's games, whether it's meeting friends, I put down a whole list. So I would suggest going through that and thinking through what do you want to get out of all this. If you want to go to Japan, wonderful. Good place to start. Um, if you want to find Japanese friends, if you want to play Japanese games like I did, if you understand whole life, whatever the motivation is, you gotta make sure that it's like big enough that it will get you to come to lessons. It may not be mine. It may be like another uh, YouTuber online who makes lessons. That's good. If you want to do your own self study, that's fine as well. But as long as something's keeping you going, because you can't just motivate yourself for no reason. If you have nothing, it's kind of like it's almost pointless to do the language. But if you have something that you're looking forward to, if you set a goal of some sort, even if it seems like really, really weird or strange to people, don't worry about it. That's what happened to me, because I had very strange goals. Like I wanted to be able to understand a language where my family didn't understand, and I do. Now I've attained that goal already, because now I can understand stuff. All of the stuff that I read in Japanese, if I hand it to my parents, they won't be able to read. Or my mom will be able to see because she understands Mandarin, but none of them would be able to understand anything. So I've achieved that. I'm also able to play a game in Japanese, no subtitles, um, talk with Japanese friends. So I've achieved my goals. What about yours? Right. So consider that. For those of you who are new to my channel, consider what your motivations are before proceeding. Uh, you're not forced to learn the language. You want to learn it with some sort of intention in mind and with a passion, of course. So yeah, um, I hope you guys will enjoy the journey as I did. I certainly did. Um, I get frustrated at times, but I still enjoy the journey of learning Japanese. Okay. Um, Questions will be saved to later. All right. So yeah, this is just like the last part. It's just a finish line, because we're literally there for the grammar for the beginners. GLPTN 5. Okay. I call this sentence finishes. It's kind of like punctuation more, but um, because we actually use like the English punctuation for Japanese, right? Or like the punctuation marks that we use, exclamation marks, things like that. I'm gonna call this a finisher more so than more so than punctuation, because yeah, you'll see why. And some of you would probably have already are probably already understanding what I mean by sentence finishes here. All right. So for those of you who don't know, ka is actually used as a question mark. I know it doesn't seem that way because we use the question mark, but ka in the old days, I think, in like the ancient Japanese texts, when they use ka, it's like that one is actually the punctuation mark, so the question mark. Um, it's very simple. So nan desu ka is like, what is it? So uh, des being the copula for to be, which I'll go through in a sec, and then ka just being the question mark. So you can act if you remove the question mark symbol, it will still be valid, because technically the question mark is not supposed to be there, but these punctuation marks just help us. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's an example. So, hiru gohan o tabemashita ka? So even like this, the it still kind of makes sense. It's just easier to see it with the actual punctuation mark. So this one is not really, it's not really much, but it's yeah, it's just something good to know. Okay. For those of you who don't know, des is a short form. It's there's actually a verb inside des. So if you expand it, right? Okay. Think of it this way. Da is the same as des. It's just the way you use the sentence endings. So you can say da, des, de arimasu. Usually these three are the ones that are used the most. This one is very ancient. De gozaimasu is the same thing as de aru on and des. It'll probably blow your mind because you're like, huh? Because you haven't seen this before. De gozaimasu was used in the olden days. In the I forgot when, probably 500 years ago, maybe slightly less, but I don't know. It was used long ago, just to say that, but it means the same thing. So how do you use this? These two you already know. You guys already know, right? But these three, it's used the same way. You just have to see it like this, right? So yeah, pretty much. Gakusei da. Yeah. This is the particle, or let's just say sentence finisher for state of being. So da, gakusei da. If you want to be polite, to be, gakusei desu. Oops. And then you can also say the polite. It's kind of like polite, casual. The thing about Japanese is that when the verb ending, the verb conjugate gets longer, it's technically it's seen as polite. Like, you see how long this is? Gozaimasu compared to de arimasu compared to de aru. Every time you extend it, it just gets a little bit more longer, but it's considered polite. So this is just some things to take care of. You never need to use this ever. But it's just good to know. So like when you read a text or something, you see there gozaimasu, you're not, you're not stunned, right? You're like, oh my god, what does this mean? No, it just means de arimasu. One example I can give for this is when I think it's Nene, Momosuzu Nene. When she says aru at the end, I'm not sure because I don't really like her voice, but I guess it's a good example. I'm not sure if it says de aru or just aru, but it's I believe it's like this. But whatever the case, yeah, aru. Right. But Um, Dearu is yeah, it's used a lot. You see it uh in like text when people talk. Dearu is a thing along with des and da, and dearimasu is also a thing. There's also other forms of this, but it's like we won't talk about it today. This is just for the beginner. This is just for the beginner concepts. Um, those the other part, the other forms I will get into like when we get to the next part, the next series of lessons, which is the intermediate. And I won't be doing the intermediate until I know like there's a certain number of people who watch that they are confident enough that they won't mind stepping into new territory. So yeah, let's leave it at that. Just think of it. Just remember these forms first. Okay. All right. Um, when you see, okay, yeah, next one. When you see the character yo at the end, right? It can mean one or two things. One, it can be an actual exclamation mark because like it's um uh usually when you say yo, it has that you're hearing that sense of like um uh how do you describe it? Um oh, I don't have the word for it, but it's like um you hear it used a lot when people are shouting. So when people say "mateo," it's like people are shouting, uh, because um you don't really hear "yo" when it's like when people are just talking to each other, because it wouldn't make sense unless you're trying to emphasize something. Like this first sentence here, この動画はすごく面白いですよ. So like when you're trying to convince someone that to watch something, and you want to say like, "Oh, this thing's very funny," you wouldn't just say, "Oh, it's funny." They then the person be like, really is it actually that funny?" And then when you're usually when we're trying to convince someone, we'll try and emphasize something like this. Uh, yeah, this is the best way I can really explain it, but you would use your for this. Um, and then this is the only Russia joke I have because she says this whenever she goes into a rage. She goes "なんでだよ!" Louder and more how should I say this, screechy, but I'm sure you guys get the point. Yo is used kind of like an exclamation mark. Uh, I'm sorry. I couldn't think of one this time. Cause like it's getting, I don't want to get stale. Yeah. Um. But yeah, exclamation mark. You understand because it's used only in certain contexts. Like you won't see yo in everything. You'll see yo in like usually only in these two instances. I've never seen yo used for like in this case for any sort of other context. So okay, here's one. Um, ルシアはペッタンですよ. Is that it? Is that pass deck? Okay. But yeah, this is like this is not a really hey Ignacio. This is not really a difficult like thing to really figure out. You see it and you learn how to use your. It's easy because all you have to do is just dump it at the end of put it at the end of the sentence. If you was it you just have to know the context to use it. Um it's more so to do with tone. Hey Alpha, it's more so to do with tone than anything really. Yeah, because speaks tone speaks words. If you guys haven't known that already from communicating with other people, tone really matters. So yours is a way of um, uh, it, you're giving the emphasis tone to say this is what it is, or you're giving that tone uh, where you're uh, shouting, I guess. I don't know. I can put the first one to words. I can't put the second one, which is this one. Uh, just leave it. Just think of it as an exclamation mark. Yeah, I'll talk to you about ne. Yeah. Okay. So ne. Why the last one is um just depends on the person really. Like it's not really a big deal. Um, it's, it's just up to it's up to preference. It doesn't, from what I've known, it doesn't really affect. Like it's not like a particle. It's not like using da as a particle. In this case, I think it's just preference, like what people are feeling at the moment. I can probably look this up, but okay, no problem. See you, Emma. But uh, yeah, I have no idea. I don't really know the difference. I guess, but but for me, like whenever if I were to drop this, for some reason, like the tone, I guess it just sounds more like, I don't know, masculine. I can't explain it. This one I can't explain it. This is not really a grammar thing. This is more so like a style thing, or like how you prefer to speak. This is just why I've like heard again and again and again. So I guess it can be correct grammatically. It's not incorrect because in the written sense, it wouldn't really matter. When you're speaking it, when you're talking to friends, um, yeah, something like that. I would say it's like that, but if you find something, let me know. Um, let me know in the comments when this VOD is up. I don't know. Uh, I'll probably look at it sometime, but it's not necessary. Like you don't really need to know if yeah. As I said, it's to me it's just a way of speaking. I don't see anything like big with that. So don't worry too much about it. This one's just like you get used to it rather than you have to learn it like all the other grammar rules that I have like taught. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about ne. Ne is used when you're trying to get someone to agree with you, which is what Japanese do actually a lot. Um, they use ne a lot. Most of the time, it's like yeah to get someone to agree with you. See like watame, not she's nodding her head. Yeah, that's kind of like what Japanese usually try to do in their conversations because you know to keep they how should I put this in the right way? Uh, okay, I don't have the words for it. Uh, all I can say at the moment is this hiragana when you put it at the end, it's just used for when you're asking uh when you're asking someone to sort of agree with you, or like when you're expecting some sort of agreement, like usually when someone says like, "Oh, kyo atsui desu ne," or "atsui ne," and people are like, "Ah, hi, atsui desu," or um, like you wouldn't. A lot of times, Japanese don't really give straight answers. They don't. They don't just. They very very uh more. less often than not, they will give their opinions. They won't really give their opinions until you assure them it's fine. But but most of the time they'll just like they try and get agreement with you, or like uh, just a way of keeping the conversation, I guess. Um, but yeah, ne is like when you put ne at the end of the sentence, it's like or question. It's like right? Yeah, yeah. Basically, that's it. Yeah. So when Watame says Watame wa waruku nai yo ne, so she's saying I'm innocent, right? Right, guys? Right? See, she when she says that, she's asking for an agreement. That means she expects. I wouldn't say expect. She's expecting. Oh yeah, she expects people to say, yeah, yeah. So this ne is like that. Yeah. So yeah, so ne is kind of like a way to like soften your statements in a way. Um, so like you're not coming when you say when you put ne at the end, it's like you're not really being straightforward. You're being like I don't know what the word is for it, but it helps with yeah, kind of like that. So you're just trying to seek common ground, I guess. Is I guess the best way to put it. What else? What are the ways to? Yeah, but you're not. You're but when you put ne, it's to be less straightforward and to input some. I guess to give a remark, but one that is not. I guess blunt, if you could put it that way. But yeah, not much to this either. Like these three or four parts, it's just extra information really. You guys would probably have seen these already, or like seen these like characters used this way. So it'll just take some time to get used to. All right. Now this one is a bit more grammar-like, but it's still kind of within the speaking area as well. So a lot of times when you ask a question with a negative verb, it's a way to be polite. It's another way to be polite. Uh, when how do I put this? Yeah, like whenever I mentioned before, when the verb conjugate gets longer, it means that you're becoming more polite, and it also applies here. So, as I said before, Japanese people don't like to be straightforward, or they don't like to um, they don't like to in, they don't like their questions to be interrogative. So, when uh, when you want to ask someone some when you want to ask someone some if they're if they're going to do something or not, you'd say, and in a polite way, you would usually you'd say yes. Yes. So so in this case, 私と一緒に晩ご飯を食べませんか? So you wouldn't say 私と well, I wouldn't say you wouldn't. It's just more polite to say it like this. 私と一緒に sorry, it's not as polite to say it as this, and I don't think this is heard often. 私とと一緒に晩ご飯を食べるか? You won't really hear that in a conversation. I wouldn't say it's pure pressure. This one is more of just like a polite way of asking. Japanese tend to do that a lot. Uh, as a way of being polite. Uh, when when I was doing my meetups, I would ask like whenever I wanted to like keep a contact, I'd say like line ありませんか or line ありますか. Um, the the former is more polite, but usually when you're talking in a casual sense, it's not necessary to use this. But like when you're in a more formal setting, like business or as you're working, you must use this. Um, or like you must be very polite. That's what I'm gonna say. And yeah, when you're inviting someone or when you're asking someone to do something with you, I guess this is probably the best way to go unless you're very very close friends with them. Then you can be casual. But um, Masenka is just like it's just a polite way to ask. Okay. And this is Ikebukuro. For those who don't know, Ikebukuro is in the northwest of Tokyo. I never been there though. Even when I was in Tokyo, I never been there. I'm gonna go there next time. Alright. And then for you learn other forms of saying this later, but for now, this is another Te form usage. So to tell someone that they shouldn't or they must not, kind of like when I wouldn't say scolding, more like commanding someone. You would say it like this. There's also another way which involves dame, but I'm just gonna show this one first because there's multiple ways to say this. So te wa ikenai uses the te form of the verb, and then what ikenai is. You guys will learn about this later, but ikenai or by its own just means can't go. But when you put it when you attach it with other grammar forms, it's going to be grammar of its own. So it's like almost like dekinai. All right, see alpha. So, yeah, it's almost like dekinai. Dekinai, dekiru meaning the word for to be able, and then dekinai means you can't. So ikenai is also can't, but it's used a bit differently. All right. So examples here. あそこは危険なので、あそこにいてはいけないよ. So when you're trying to tell someone, yeah, when you're trying to convince someone, so the use of your here. When you're trying to convince someone not to go to a certain location, you tell this to them. Yeah, because it's dangerous. あそこは危険なので、あそこに行ってはいけない or いけません. If you want to be polite. And the reason why I put this here is because ikenai on its own, as I said, is a grammar thing. So it's not if you just put ikenai by itself, you just say when you put it as asuko ni ikenai, because it's dangerous there, you can't go there. It sort of makes sense, but in terms of like when you're trying to command someone, right? Or when you're trying to tell someone, don't do it because more so than you can't, right? You would use te wa ikenai and then put the verb there, even if it's like a verb involving movement, you do that. So same thing here. 道路で遊んではいけない. So you must not play on the roads. But yeah, that's it for this part. Easy enough? Hard? Or confusing? Yes? No? Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, be sure to speak up. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. Now we come to the very important part. I hope you guys are ready, because once you understand this, it will help you make increase your sentence lengths. So like you can write like long sentences by doing this. So like I've been teaching you guys how to write simple sentences, subject, place, time, object, and verb. To extend that to like when you want to put conjunctions or like conditionals. Conditionals you've learned one, but you learn more like later. Like if, um but there's you guys learn the word but before, but in a I think it's last lesson, but you learn more about it in the intermediate. But yeah, this part is very important, because if you don't learn this, I mean you can use table forms, but this part is used more often, because uh, a lot of sentences are formed this way. Okay, so be ready with any questions if you have to, because you guys might be confused. This part is not it's not the same as English. Just warning you right now. Okay. So what is normalization? A lot of times in Japanese, when you'll be dealing with nouns a lot. And when I say nouns, I don't just mean those one word nouns. You can turn a statement with a verb, so subject, object, verb, time, even destination, depending on what the context is. You can turn that whole statement, which is a clause, into a noun. And the reason why you would turn it into a noun is because when you're discussing about certain events, for example, um, hmm, all right, let's. I'm gonna go back and use this one. When you're trying to describe a situation, so for example, Doro de asobu, right? Let's just hold on. Let me take out Notepad plus plus. Okay, it's not that one. Okay, Doro de asobu. Okay. This is a clause. It just has a verb, but it makes sense. Playing on the road. Um, we use this in English as well, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's. I'm not sure about this, but I don't see it as frequent as it's used in Japanese. We have normalization in English, but it's just, yeah, it's not the same as Japanese. So this means playing on the road, right? Um, Now, when you want to say playing on the road is X, what do you do? Okay. All right. Let's say if I wanted to do. Does this make sense? I'm gonna ask you guys. Doro de asobu wa kiken desu. Does this make sense? Type in the chat if you think it makes sense. Yes? Yes? Anyone says no? Yes? I just want to hear what you guys think. No, I guess. Okay. Okay. You guys think that? All right. First of all, it is not correct. It is wrong. Why? Because, okay, let's break this down, right? Oops. No, I'll show you. All right. All right. I'm gonna make a second sentence, and I want you guys to see the analogies. I'm gonna use the same second part here. All right. Okay. All right. This word is buki. It means weapon. All right. This is a noun. Now, can you guess? Can you see the difference between this and this? This is completely valid. Buki wa kiken desu. Weapons are dangerous. Can you guys tell me why this is not? I want you guys. I just want you guys to think for a bit. Why is that incorrect? It is incorrect, by the way. Why would you think that that's incorrect? I've seen you guys like struggle with this before in like I think previous lessons. Some people like try to do this, but I want you guys I want you guys to understand this because this also applies to Nogaski. So when I made this exercise, exercise involving this statement, Nogaski, right? Some people forgot the no. No. Okay. A subject must always be a noun. Always be a noun. Under no circumstances can a statement be used as a subject without a way to turn into a noun. So going back here. All right. I put here once a clause becomes a noun, it becomes extendable, connectable. The reason why is because that's the way how it works in Japanese. You must always turn a statement into a noun before you do that. So you see this used a lot, the no particle. Yes. So the subject in the example that I put here is playing on the road. Alright? Playing on the road is a statement, but it cannot be a subject until it becomes a noun. It cannot be a subject until it becomes a noun. How do you make it a noun? You put this no particle at the end of that statement. So going back to this. This is what you're meant to do. No wa. When you put no here, it turns that entire statement into a noun. A usable noun. The reason why you don't need this here is because this is already a noun. Buki is a noun by itself. This is not. This whole statement is a statement. It's a clause, if you like to call it that. it doesn't have a subject and object, but the point still stands. You cannot do this without one extra part. This is correct. So no is meant to go in here. It goes the same for basically is it a lot of things. You see it more often. You can, however, replace this with and you learn why. These three words, the particle no along the two words koto and mono are used a lot. Now, this is just for generic. You can also what's another example I can use? Try to think of an example here. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking of another example to like make it more clear. Alright, here we go. Keitai. You can also do it like this. So I'm gonna break this down. Keitai or Keitai denwa, which means a mobile phone. Keitai denwaを使ってる人. When you want to describe someone, you don't need the no always, but you need a way to nominalize the statement. If you have nothing, if you have no like actual nouns, then you just use no, koto, or mono. And when you get into the more advanced levels of Japanese, you'll see how to use these like in different ways. But for now, all you need to know is that no is a very, very important particle. And you can obviously replace that, but you must always have no. Whenever you're trying to put a statement down like this with a verb, right? You can also put it like this. Keitai denwaを使ってるその人. So that person who's using his phone, or therefore who's using their phone, you can do it like this. You can use it to describe something, whether it be a person, a thing, or place, you know. But yeah, you must always use no. This thing is very important. All right, so I think that cleared up a lot of stuff for you guys. All right, I want you. All right, here's another thing. Do you guys understand the reason why there's no here now? And why it's not sample suru ga suki desu? Does this make sense to you guys now? Yeah. Because this is kind of like a subject marker. Or it plays a part in that. Yeah. Yes. Yes, correct. Yes, you guys are getting it now. Yes. This is one very, very fundamental part of Japanese. If you guys master this, you guys can make like bigger sentences. Hmm. Obviously, there's like the more complicated grammar, but this is foundational. Like if you understand this, you're on a good spot because you're not really a beginner anymore. Okay, so this particle is very yes, it is a verb, correct? Because I attach suru to it, so it becomes a verb. Um, you can say sampo ga suki desu because sampo is a noun, but we attach suru, it becomes a verb. Just think of that pattern. Like with whatever, like with the. I mean, you can, yes. That's what I was thinking. But like, the point is, I want you guys to understand this part, like using the verb with whatever that comes behind it, no, or koto wa or ga, things like that. That's the point. It's not so much trying to see which one is more correct. So as I mentioned, if you have no, you can make bigger sentences. You can always you can pretty much extend to set. You can pretty much double the length of the sentence to like add whatever you need to. You can also put other particles to. You can add other particles to no as well, and it will change no into like, for example, I'll be describing one example of it in a minute. There's another one called noni, but that one is it's a bit advanced. It just means even though is the best way to translate it. But yeah, no by itself, you can. It's a bit of a flexible particle. Same thing with ni and de. But yeah, no is used for normalization in this case. There you go. Here's the example again. Manga o yomu ga suki desu. You can't do that. You must always put no ga with a statement. Reading a manga. Hey Alpha. Oh, you okay? Good. You just came on time. So Alpha. I was just sharing with everyone the importance of this particle. Make sure you remember it because you need to know it when you're using Japanese. Okay. Now I'm gonna share one conjunction. There's definitely more, but like this one I use very often when I speak Japanese, when I write Japanese, when I read. When you're saying when you're one conjunction that's used very often in Japanese is node. Node is a cause and effect. It's indicative of a cause and effect. So um, the statement before node is it's the uh, the result or the effect. The thing after. All right, hold on. No, sorry. The thing before node is a cause, and thing after is the effect. So, for instance, 勉強しなかったので. So you see how I did this? Oh yeah, and another thing to note is that this is always casual. You will never ever turn this into a polite form verb. Never. It's just because that's how it is. You only include the mas if it's at the end, like the very, very, very end. In the sense you know it's gonna end there. That's when you can put the mas, um, uh, or however you want to use your verbs, polite or casual. All right. 勉強しなかったのでテスト失敗しました。So ので、um, no there for because I did not study. I failed my test is the result. Uh, 勉強しなかった is I'm study. So that's the cause. That's the effect. There was no foreshadowing in mine, all right? I just put this there because it got the point across. It's not foreshadowing, I promise you that. I haven't written the test up yet. And then 朝ごはんを食べなかったので今お腹を空いた So お腹が空いた is a way of saying uh, I'm hungry. uh, yeah, no de is just a way of saying cause and effect. That's it. Um, yeah, and that's it. That's like the last thing that I want to share for the beginners course in terms of grammar. I know it's very little, but like um, I hope you guys got a lot out of this, especially this lesson, because this one is very important for you guys to move forward. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick review quiz first, and then I'm gonna go through you guys what you guys have learned. Well, for some of you, you guys wouldn't have seen some of these, but oh yeah, if you have any questions, just ask. Hey Eminem. Oh. You don't put it at the end of the sentence. You put it at the end of a clause. Um. Whatever that comes before no there is the cause. So 朝ごはんを食べなかったので. So before that is what caused what happened after. What happened after is it's the effect. So 今お腹が空いた. So I'm now hungry. Any other questions? I think this one should be pretty easy. If you understand how no works with a statement, it should be fine. Hey Eminem. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna review stuff, so you won't be missing out on a lot. But actually, review quiz first. Try your best to answer it. But yeah. Okay. Fill in the blanks. All right. Give it a shot. What you know. Let's see what you guys can do. All right, 10 minutes. 1 second. All right, I'm gonna wait till 2:15. All right, give it a shot, guys. I'm gonna get some water. BRB 2:15. I'm gonna close the test. All right, 1 second. Hey, Glitch. Nice to see you. You must have made it past the hiragana katakana stage. So good job. Now for the grammar. Oh, thank you, Yanchi. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, I hope you can watch my other streams as well. Um, 3 minutes. But yeah, I'm teaching beginners Japanese at the moment. I try and make my lessons very enjoyable and I try and make it relatable to people. So even like people who uh, they have not touched the language before, they get a chance to learn. So I'm hoping that you can stay and stick around. Like all some of these guys are new as well, but some here have stuck with me for the past few months actually, if I understood correctly. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the lesson. This is actually the final one of the beginner series that I've been doing for the past couple months. I started streaming since July. Ah, yeah, fair enough. I mean, like, you have like I get a chance to ask questions, you to like answer questions directly. That's the good thing. I think a lot of times, if like whenever people make videos, they don't interact with the viewers. So when the viewers ask questions, the person making the videos, they don't really respond back, and like I get if that would sound like very very frustrating because you're just not getting anything really out of it, and you're not really learning. Guess first. 1 minute, and you guys will see the answers. Don't worry. I try not to make this intimidating, because this is well, for beginners. Everyone has to start somewhere. And I forgot to change the font color of this. I'm mad because I made a mistake. Okay. All right, so you got it. Good, good, good. All right. Here's the answers. Now, all right, let's go through this for a bit. This one's pretty obvious, right? Because it's no there cause and effect. You guys can read this, like this first part, and read part of the second part. You guys should know already. This part is kind of you can change it to koto, but no is okay as well because it's still the same thing. But you guys got the concept basically for this part. When you put no, turns the clause into uh, a noun. So you can use that noun for to describe stuff. You're close, Torbio. Second one is yo. That you wouldn't really use ne at this. More juji da yo. You wouldn't really say. So when Fubuki. Alright, I'm not sure if who here actually who here actually watches if there's anyone here who doesn't watch Hololive. But there's this line, right, where an anime character says "Koko dayo," I am here. You wouldn't say "Koko dane" just because it just doesn't fit. You wouldn't say I'm here, right? You just say I'm here. So the same thing is for this. When you're trying to like uh let someone know about something that's like probably serious. Let's say when someone's late, right? Mo juji dayo. That's saying like you know it's already 10 o'clock, right? So that sort of thing. すごく美味しいね. Ne yo here can be used because when you use ne, you're saying it's really it's tasty, right? Don't you think? That works. When you say すごく美味しいよ, you're trying to convince someone this is very good. You should try it. So すごく美味しいよ and ne work. 今日朝ごはんを食べましたか? Have you eaten your breakfast yet? For which one? I mean, you can. That's perfectly fine actually. But what I was trying to do is just get you guys to understand the use of this. You can use des. It's not wrong. But it would be very awkward. Number 4 is like I mean, I guess you can actually. Now that I think about it, uh, when you're trying to confirm something with someone, I guess. But in this case, I would see this more as like, have you eaten your breakfast, rather than you've eaten your breakfast, right? Because that one seems like that one you kind of need to have like a bit of context. Like you would say, oh, um, uh, when someone has like it's just trying when someone's trying to confirm with you and they ask you, you've eaten you they probably heard and they probably like remembered or something recalled that you said something like that. Yeah, exactly. You need some sort of context. It's valid. It's just probably not in this case. Um, it's perfectly fine though. But yeah, in this case, I'll just use a car because you can. I guess if you put yone for sugoku oishii yone, um, it'll be like I'm not sure what the tone would be actually. Um, I guess if you're unsure, like when you're trying to get when you're trying to be like okay, when you're trying to get assurance from someone, like before you're about to eat someone's food, like a certain blonde girl's burnt gyozas, すごく美味しいよね. Like you're like yeah it's pretty it's delicious, isn't it, right? So you have that sense of like fear in you because you don't know what's in it, but you think yeah it's or like when you're trying to give that response where you don't really mean it but you just want to say it to make the person feel good. Yeah, that's typical Japanese. You can use your name for that, like when you how do I describe this, like when you're when you're trying to get someone to uh you don't think that inside you, but you're like, I don't want to make the person feel bad, so I just say it like this. That sort of thing, that sort of tone. Yeah, that's what yone is. I would say is probably a good use for. Ow, damn it. Sorry. Okay. Is this clear with everyone? Do you guys understand? Do you have any questions? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna take that as a yes from everyone. Okay. Number 5. 勝手に何でも言ってはいけない. You can't just say what you want. So whenever you say 勝手に, uh, a way to translate is whatever you want. Or in the vocab list that I put out, it means by one's own convenience or one's own way. So when you say 勝手にする, it means to do whatever you want, to do what you like. So when someone shouts, when someone tells you, when you're like at work and stuff, or like when you're working with someone volunteer, when they say 勝手にするな, it means don't do as you please. Listen up. Alright? So 勝手に何でも言ってはいけない means you can't just say what you want. So 手はいけない again means must not. You can't. You shouldn't is like there's a more accurate way of saying it, but this is more like a command. Or like when you're trying to tell someone off, I guess. Scolding, whatever it is. 手はいけない. And then the last one should be very easy. If you understood the normalization, you should be able to get this. I just put that there so you guys can like see it and be like, oh, okay. And that's it. Last quiz for, I guess, the beginner's lesson for grammar for JLPTN 5. That's it. All right. Anyone have any questions? Like you're not sure about why these things are like this? No. I'm not done with the lesson yet. I'm just saying for the quiz. Hey, Bondred. No problem. No problem. I hope you stick around and ask questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I should come up with a marshmallow sometime and just like say, all right, guys, put your questions in here and I'll answer them on stream. You can. Actually, you can. I guess, but you can because kara can also mean because. But takara could be also like it could also it may be more clear to use no there just because of the what it may sound when you put kara, because kara can also be a time thing rather than you know rather than like a plain like just because or plain cause and effect. Yeah, because kara has multiple uses. You can, but I think no there would fit better. All right. Anyone have any other questions? No. Anyone? Oh, okay. Impressive. Okay, you guys got it. Ah. uh kara would be like hmm. You can't use kara as because. I'm just trying to think of the of a case to use it. Hold on. Let me see. Uh it's node I hold on. Node is a clear like cause and effect, I guess. Whereas kara is more of like no, actually, yeah, you can. I don't actually know the nuance for it though. But it can mean because as well. No, ashtakara is a time thing. It's not a because. Ashtakara is from tomorrow. It does not mean because tomorrow. You can, I guess. Ashtakara is not the right way to use it in terms of this what we're talking here. All right. Oh, not that one. I didn't actually research this. Ah, here we go. Okay, one is more casual. Kara is more casual, but Node is more polite. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This one makes a lot of sense. Yeah, alright, so it's polite and casual. Alright, this is good. So you can actually use kara here because this one is kind of casual, but when you're trying to like ask someone about something, yeah, dakara is a form of kara. It's just that da is with a particular noun. So like gakusei dakara, because I'm a student. Dakara, I won't discuss this now because dakara is a more advanced thing, but you wouldn't use you wouldn't use a verb with this. Like you can only use a noun for this, but when you yeah, this is only for nouns because da is, as I said, a state of being. All right, no problem. See ya, Carol Kalka. But yeah, this is it's a bit hard for me to describe it. It's just a way of saying it's just another way of using kara, but with it's under a different context. But yeah, there's a use for it. I use it as well when I speak Japanese. But yeah, there's a particular use. I need to look into it again. Hmm. That's all I can say because I didn't I use it a lot, but I forgot how to like really teach it. All right. So, anyone with any other questions before I move on to the big summary of what you guys have learned? You guys have learned a lot. Don't think that this is a small thing. Yeah, I mean like, hold on, where is it? Yeah. So 大事な試験だから instead of just から right? Um, this is like a because of noun rather than like in order for you to use like a state a clause here, you have to put no dakara, um or you can just put kara actually, uh, but there's a yeah, all right, here we go. But yeah, this one is mainly for like uh for nouns. Yeah, nouns change to dakara. There we go. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? I'm gonna move on to the the, the part that you guys want to see. Is it related to the answers here? I'll get back to it in a moment. If it's not related to anything in here, I will move on to the summary first, and then you guys can ask all the questions you want about grammar and stuff. Where is it? Any questions regarding this? If no, I will move on in like 1 minute, 2 minutes. No one answers. Yeah. All right, since no one's answering. Hey, FMA. It's wakaranai, not wakanai. You must be new here. Welcome to my stream. I teach beginners Japanese. Seeing as you're using Romaji, I'm gonna assume that you're a beginner. Please go through the beginners playlist and check out how to use language there properly. All right. Okay. So all of you guys have learned this stuff since I started teaching this course, which is in July. Is it July? Yeah, July. Okay. So you guys have learned hiragana and katakana. I'm sure you guys have all watched that stream at least once. Unless you're new, you're very new, and you haven't. No problem. Yeah, like I said, I'm just saying, if you want to really learn, go into my playlist, check out the stuff there, and that's all good. All right, you guys learn hiragana and katakana. Particles. These should be familiar to you. If you guys don't know this, I'll be a bit concerned. Like all this, maybe this one. If you're not really sure how to use it, it's okay. But it's still kind of foundational, but you won't see it used often. These 5, you guys must remember. If you guys don't remember how to use these, I'll be very, very concerned. Oh wait, I forgot to put no as well. But I think I'll come to. I think I put that in another line in the next few slides. All right. So verbs. 3 types of verbs. You guys should have known this already. If you saw my verbs, my first grammar stream should be in there, or second, either one of those. You guys must know this. You don't have to, you don't have to like say which class of verb to me, but this it's best to know. But you guys need to know how verbs are formed, because if you don't, you have a lot of trouble, and that it will show in the test if you don't know this. Tail forms. Make sure to study the table, because tail forms are very important. I've in the lessons that I've taught you guys 3 uses of tail forms, applying tail forms to sentences. All right. The applying casual forms, so how to conjugate verbs from dictionary to casual. I think that one's clear. Adjectives, e and na, the 2 types. Make sure to go and study this. E and na. Counters, I went through this very briefly. I didn't go through all the counters, but if you have time, go and check this out as well. This one's more of kanji, but it's still very important because it's a big part of it's a big part of the language using counters. Tenses, past, present, future. So I'm sure you guys know by now how to write past tense, present tense with a tail form. Please don't forget that. And then future tense is just dictionary form basically. Oh, there's a more specific way to do it, but all right, sure. See ya, Normie. Comparisons and recommendations, Nohoga and Yori. For more than, whoops. Make sure to go back to that. And check that out. Once, when you want to say, I want to do this, the verb, and then add tai at the end. Make sure you guys remember how to form that. Hoshi for wanting something. Takunai naide kudasai for telling someone you don't want something, don't want them to do something, or you don't want to do something. How to say please, kudasai, onegai shimasu. Ni particle verbs, ni naru, ni suru, ni ku. I'm sure you guys can guess what these are, right? Nisuru means going to. For those who were confused last time, because I think I confused some people with that statement, nisuru. Nisuru means going to, because it's a way to show that you've decided on something. Niku, going to go for a specific purpose. Uncertainty, when you put desho and daro at the end of a sentence and replace des, that shows that you're not sure, or like you're not certain but you're kind of sure about something. But keredo, keredomo, kedo. For applications, I gave you guys 3. There's more actually. There's a 4th one, which is the present tense, present continuous action. For invitation, maso, polite inquiry, masenka. Ga iru, ga aru. From, kara, made. Past experiences, koto ga aru. When you're trying to tell someone I've done something, or this happened before. Mae and ato for before and after. The Japanese punctuation, I taught you guys that today. Des variations. And the importance of no and the normalization, which I think you guys got because you guys are like, oh. So that's it. Three slides worth of stuff. I will share the slides. I'll put the slides in the description later. But yeah, you guys learned a lot. How many months? July, August. Let's skip September. October. 3 months. Is it 3 months? Probably less than that. Yeah, 3 months. No. July. I started in July. Let me check. My first stream date. The end of July. So end of July. Yeah, 3 months, not 5. Yeah, it's only 3. Because I skipped, remember? For those who don't know, I skipped a couple months. Sorry, a couple weeks because I was moving. I'm very appreciative of you guys. For even though I wasn't streaming, you guys support me anyway. So thank you very much. So but yeah, you guys have learned all this. So good job if you understand all this. Because well, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to test yourselves with some stuff. I'm probably gonna be doing a kanji lesson next week, just to give an overall understanding of how to read kanji, because I know a lot of people struggle with that, especially if you don't come from a Chinese country, or Chinese descent or Chinese background, you've never studied Mandarin before, you struggle with this. So I'm gonna help you guys with that. I learn differently from most people though, so I will try my best to explain it in a way that will help everyone. Anyways, I said everything I need to say. Okay. Is there anything in this that you're not sure about, or do you guys want me to have like a review lesson next week or something? I don't know. That's okay. Use comes with time. If you understand how stuff works, that's a good start already, because you just need to use it more. I always do it every Saturday. alpha. Well, it should be every Saturday unless I've worked. Today, I I was on standby, but nothing happened, so I didn't have to work this today. It's always every Saturday. Well, for me it's Saturday. I don't know for you guys. For some of you guys it might be Friday night because some of you guys might be in the other side of the world, or you might be sleeping, or wait you like can't get up, which is fair because this is probably not the best time for everyone. Yeah, it's Friday night. Okay. Oh, you're back, random normie. But yeah. Anyone have any questions like with the stuff, or you guys just need to go back through my streams? I think that's the only way. But I well, actually, you know what? Nice. Okay. I'm gonna actually like pull out something for you guys to try what you know. I pulled this from NHK Easy. So it's the Japanese news site, the beginners one. Um, Try and read this, and I want us to go through this. I want us to see if we understand. Well, I understand for sure, but I want you to see if you guys understand it. Now, there's some grammar in there that you have never seen before, which is fine. We'll get to that next in the intermediate series, because there's a lot of this that you'll see in the intermediate series. But for now, let's start here. So, can you guys read this? Actually, you know what? I'll read it for you guys slowly, and I want to see if you guys understand this. I know there's a picture there, but I want you guys to kind of try and get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. Oh man. Oops. Okay. 道が滑りやすい。雪が降ると道が滑りやすくなります。歩いている時にすあ滑って転んだり、車がスリップしたりする事故が多くなります。道の表面の水のが凍ると、道が黒く見えることがあります。凍っていないように見えるため、事故が起こりやすくなります。歩くときは、滑りにくい靴を履いてください。Hold on. Let me just lower the volume of this. Okay. 車を運転するときは、スタッドレスタイヤなどの冬のタイヤに取り替えたり、タイヤにチェーンをつけたりしてください。自転車には乗らないでください。Okay, so let's start from the first part. The first sentence, 雪が降ると道が滑りやすくなります。歩いているときに滑って転んだり、車がスリップしたりする事故が多くなります。So what's this first sentence saying? Okay, still following. What else? There's more to it. Let's not worry about the second and third sentence. Okay. Okay. What about everyone else? Like, I know the picture is there, but I want you guys to understand this. What's happening in this first sentence here? All right, I'm gonna give you guys some hints. So some of you guys already said yuki ga furuto, which means snow falling. Correct. To here is used as a way of saying it's like it's kind of like kara, um, or it's like once snow has fallen. Yeah, so this is like an after sort of. You'll learn this more about this later. Because to is not just used for end, it's also used for like sequence of events as well. 道が滑りやすくなります。So 滑りやすくなります means you guys I'm sure you guys know what narimas means, right? To become. 道が alright, I'm gonna put 道 and yes. Correct. Good. Alpha, you got it. So, yeah, you pretty much got it. So, 道が滑りやすくなります means it becomes easy to slip on the road. Yeah. This grammar you learn later. When you use the verb with yasui and nikui, which means easy to do, hard to do. But you learn that later. It just says the road will become easy to slip on. Become because narimasu. And then yasui is it's an adjective, an e adjective. And when you attach it to a verb, it means easy to do. 歩いているときに So I'm sure you guys can read what 歩いているときに is, right? I'm sure you guys can know what you mean, what this means. If you guys don't, I'll be very, very concerned because this is stuff I taught you guys. Yep, walking. Not exact, but you're close. 歩いているときに What does that mean? Yes, when walking. There we go. Dorbio. When walking, yes. Tokini means when you attach toki is the it means at a certain point in time, and then when you attach it to a verb, it means when doing, when said event is happening. So you guys are understanding normalization now, which is good. Subete korondari. So this is just a way of like making it into a noun as well, but this is this is a bit complicated to explain now, so yeah. But this just means slipping and falling over, and cars slipping, yeah, sliding and falling over, and cars slipping, accidents. All right, okay, so you see normalization is used here because it says jiko. Don't worry about the dari and shitari part because that one is it's a bit hard to explain here, but it's like saying it's kind of turning it into a noun as well, but just not in the way that you would see it as normalization. This is like listing out events or verbs. So like sliding and falling, 滑って転んだり、車がスリップしたりする事故が多くなります。So, this is saying when walking, uh, uh, sliding and falling over while walking, and accidents involving car slipping and people sliding and falling over while walking have happened often. No. Slip is not it's not necessary in English, because I mentioned a lot of katakana words are borrowed. Slip is a borrowed word. It's perfectly valid here. Remember, this is from a news site, so this is perfectly valid. It's not some like some English words are borrowed. It's valid. It's perfectly valid. And it may not be like natural Japanese, but it's fine because they use it a lot. So don't worry about it. You get used to it because you see a lot of this used often. Okay. So what's this last part mean? Oku narimasu. This should be easy. I'm gonna turn up the volume of my music. Correct. Becomes a lot. Yeah. Good. Oi is an e adjective. Oku narimasu means to become a lot. Yeah, to increase. Correct. So when you put these two together, accidents involving sliding, was it falling over and sliding while walking, during walking, and cars slipping have increased. I want you guys to just understand how was it how the sentence is arranged here. Remember, normalization is used a lot. That's why I said you guys need to understand that part that I mentioned, like with no, because it's gonna be like this. You're just gonna see this every time. There'll be something like this. Especially when you bring in new information, ga is used a lot. Does this make sense? I know not everything here is understandable yet. You guys will get to it soon enough. But I want you guys to, with what you know, because you'll be doing this every time when you're doing your own study, right? You'll be when you want to learn some new text. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, when you want to learn something new, right? You're gonna have to come across instances like this where you read grammar and you don't understand what it means, but you still have to guess what it means anyway because you're reading it and you need to understand it, and that's where the learning process comes in. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do this more often, so that like whatever you guys learn is not just like you learn it and okay, that's it, right? End of story. No, you once you guys learn it, you guys get to apply it. In my lessons, I want you guys to apply it because that's how you know that okay, I've learned this, I got it now, I believe I can use it. If you have a tad bit of confidence that you can use it because you know quite a lot about it, that's a good start. Okay, so second sentence. 道の表面の水が凍ると so let's I'm gonna describe the two kanji here, the two words here. 道の表面 means surface. So Michi no hyomen means the surface of the road. And I mentioned when you use no, you can, as a possessive particle, you can have more than one. So the water on the surface of the road. That's how you read this. Michi no hyomen no mizu ga koru to. So once the water, koru means to freeze. So once the water on the surface of the road freezes, there are times. So koto ga arimasu, which means there's instances of this where the road. Okay, wait. Can you guys read this and tell me what it means? I was gonna say it, but I don't want to spoil it. Try and read it. Try and read that, and try and describe to me what you see. Because if I just say it right, you guys might not be learning anything. So I want you guys to read this and recite to me what you guys see. Yeah, to is used here again as like a once said thing happens, once the verb has occurred. So in this case, once the water has I'll teach about this in a later lesson, but just think of it this way: once the the after the surface of the water on the surface of the road has frozen. Okay, now that we got that settled and I've described it, I want you guys to describe what this part means. Close alpha. There's more to it. Hold on, sorry. There's more to it than that. But you're kind of right. What's that second part mean? Okay. Who else doesn't get that part? Alpha is close, but he's not exactly there yet. Okay. All right. So, 道が黒く見える。So, ことがあります。I taught you guys this part. ことがあります means has when you use it, it usually means there's arimas, aru means exists, right? And koto is a thing. So when you say this thing exists and koto is an arbitrary thing like an event or a concept. So what this sentence is saying is the first part: after the water on the surface of the road has frozen, there are times where the road has appeared to be black. So kuroku mieru. Mieru is to appear as, to look as, to look like. Is this clear enough? Michi ga kuroku mieru means to appear to be black. because miaru is to be visible as, to be visible. Kuroku is black. So when you um, a more direct translation would be blackly appearing, if that makes sense. So to appear, the road appears black. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna read this part because you guys might not understand like this next part as well. So 超えてないように見えるため、um, because it does not look like, so 超えてない, it doesn't, 超えてない means to not be frozen, because it does not look like it's frozen. Accents are accents are bound to happen easily. So 事故が起こりやすくなります. So becomes easy. So again, verb plus yasui means to be easy to do. So means this happens often. Becomes it appears often because 起こりやすくなります means to become more frequent. So this part is just talking about the road and how because the road is frozen over. There have been a lot of instances of accidents happening. And it says here as well, but this is mainly focusing on the road rather than the event of snow falling. Now for the third paragraph. 歩く時は, so again, when during when people are walking, not during, when on the times that people walk, 滑りにくい kutsu, so hard to slip shoes is a direct translation, or shoes that don't slip, that don't slide easily. So you guys can kind of understand what that means, right? Or haite kudasai, please wear shoes that do not slide easily on the road. So rubber in that instance when walking. And then this is the advice part. So the first part is about when you're walking on iced roads. Hold on one second. Now I'll check later. 車を運転するときは, so when driving a car, this long katakana word means studless tires. I'm not sure about studless tires because I don't really know about driving in snow or ice. But it says to put those wheels, to use those tires, to switch to those tires, because nado is a word meaning etc. Nado no fuyu no tire ni torikaetari. So to take it out and switch. Yeah, it's fine. Because this part is a bit more complicated. タイヤにチェーンをつけたりしてください. So, please do please attach such please attach such items to your car, like these tires, and then 自転車には乗らないでください. So yeah, pretty much put chains on the tires. And 自転車には乗らないでください. So do not ride bicycles because it's easy to slip. And that's it. So this is your guys' first experience of reading something that you've come across and is new to you. You will get more of these as you study the language. This is your learning. This is where the learning comes in, and it's um, why I emphasize so much on the application and why you guys need to understand this. Because if you do not understand those fundamentals, you will not be able to get this. All right, this is simple. This is simple. This is NHK easy. This is like was it? Yeah. Um. Uh. I'll talk about the intermediate stuff like later, but it's best if you can. If you guys have time, of course. You don't have to do it now, but like we can look at more some other time. But it's best that you guys like get into a habit of like finding articles that you can practice on. That's what I've been doing recently. Actually, been trying to get more into reading Japanese stuff, because one day I want to go to Japan and stay there. I want to do this more of you guys. Any recommendations? Well, if you're a beginner, first of all, articles, NHK easy. Hold on. So this is where I got it from, right? If you don't understand this yet, don't stress yourself too much on it. But this is a lot for you guys as beginners. This would be very, very like this is like a good start. So you guys want to read, especially this part. This is all like weather related articles, because this is the more complicated ones. I wouldn't suggest for beginners, because when you um, when you read it, you'll be confused. So this is about rain. So Newsweb easy, NHK easy. You want to read through this. You want to go through this because this is this has a lot of good articles for beginners. I mean, even me, I try read these from time to time. So you want to give this a shot if you can. This is where I got the snow this from. I actually got it from here. I just took a picture of this and then just like went through it. But yeah, there are books of like Furigana as well. You can buy those on, I think, Amazon. So if you go to Amazon JP, you can buy books there. I believe you can use, if you're from a non-Japanese country, you can use as well. I use my Australian card. I won't show it because hold on 1 second. Okay, safe. All right. So I think you should be able to read stuff from here. So like you can go into this, like if you have on mobile, you can download Kindle, and I believe there should be. I can't recommend any books at the moment because I need to actually like go through this list myself. But you guys can try and like hold on. Light novels. These are pretty good, but they might be a bit complicated for you guys to read. Like, um, I read the asterisk goal ones, which are they're really good, by the way. Oh, I love these. I need to finish my current one, but the current volume that I'm reading, but these are very good. But there's a lot of like kanji that I haven't seen. There's a lot of like ways of people speaking that I've never seen. So yeah, if you try and get into this too a bit too early, you might like it might blow up in your face. So just be aware. But yeah, this is a goal that you want to attain, right? You want to be able to read all this stuff. Because if you can't do that, you know, all the whole life news, like the announcements out there that cover sends out when something happens, you'll be able to read that. What else? When a whole live tweets on Twitter, you want to read that, and you do. And the best thing is if you don't have to use the translation tool. If you don't have to do that, you got advantage over a lot of other people. Probably. I mean, like if they don't have furigana and you need to work on your vocab, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, maybe a bit difficult right now, but you're getting there. You guys will get there. So I want to ask you a question. How does it feel? 3 months, and you learned all this. This is JLPT N5, by the way. I went through all the grammar for N5 in this beginner. That's why this is the last one, because this is like the end of the N5 grammar list. Most of it, anyway. There might be some here that you might have not seen before, but most of it here is covered. Most of this should have been covered. Oh wait, no, it's Patreon. Okay. I hope you guys have got a lot out of this, and I hope this is something that you guys will strive to, because this is a good goal to have. I know you guys. I know you guys like. Don't just watch the previous stream. Go through all of my content alpha. If you like, if this is the first time you watch, or like second time, um, uh, it's best you go through all of my streams, because I try my best to explain it, and a lot of people have like, they say it's pretty good. So I think it'll help you out as well. Okay, go through all so if you can. Oh, I just realized someone donated $10. Yanchi. All right. Oh my god. I no. All right. That email was. Oh my god. Someone super chatted me. Look at this. Hold on. Um. Look at this. I got a super chat. Thank you, Yanchi. Um. I know you're not here to hear this, but if you watch the VOD, if you're listening, if you're watching the VOD now, thank you very much. For yeah. Oh, damn, so good. All right, okay. We got a donation today. Awesome. Okay, but yeah. I'm very proud of you guys, especially those who have stayed. Well done, because you guys have. You, I can't really consider you guys beginners anymore, or like you're gonna graduate from beginners to from the beginners level to an intermediate. That's something to be proud of, because a lot of people that start, right, they don't get this far. Some people need work on their grammar. Like even though they study for some time, right, they haven't gone far. So be proud of yourselves, especially if you didn't take 3 months to study hiragana and katakana. That's something to be proud of. Now, obviously, kanji, it takes time. I'm gonna teach about kanji next week. Next week or probably the week after. I don't know. I'll find some application stuff that we can do next week. because I don't want to do the test just yet because I want to make sure that you guys are like, um, you know, getting it first. But yeah, take the time to, go through your notes, try and study through everything because it's important that you get this before you move on. Because few weeks, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Well, for me, it was 2 weeks, so that's fine. It should be a few weeks, but not 3 months. Some people some people might take 3 months. It's I remember I think I remember someone saying that, like if they study like really slow, or like they study in a certain way, like for example, Duolingo, stuff doesn't make sense to them. Once they come out, they study in Duolingo for 6 months and they don't get it. And if you guys get the grammar and you guys understand how stuff works, that's something to be proud of. So keep it up. Um, I'll probably put out some like vocab stuff, I don't know, next week, and we can work through vocab, making sentences. I don't know. We can be creative with it. I've introduced the tools to you, the grammar tools, the way basic grammar works, functions. So once you guys have understood all that, should be good. And I won't start the intermediate lessons until I know that there's enough people. Um, like, let's say 5 people pass the test you know that I set for them. Then I probably won't move on yet because I know that most of my viewers still do not understand certain parts. Um, I won't do this forever though. Like I'll do it like a couple of times just so that everyone can get it. And even if you forget, you will learn. You will see it used often in the more advanced topics. So in intermediate, we're gonna move to N4. I'm gonna start like teaching a lot of N4 stuff. Like the stuff that you saw in that article is N4. Mostly N4. I don't think it's N3 in there, but N4 is there for sure. And once you guys get the N4 stuff, I think a lot of the content will be easier for you to read, and you'll be used to it. So um yeah, that's really it. That's all I pretty much want to say. I'm not in the stream yet, but I'll answer a lot of questions. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask. Do you guys have questions? Like you're not sure about something, or um, you know. Mm, I'll do a kanji lesson probably next week because I'm thinking about it. All right, here we go. き帰国することに決めました。Okay. に決める is it's a pretty advanced grammar, but it says um ことに決める means to like uh to decide on, because 決める means, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. There's more to it than that. Oh, hold on. Let me check because it's pretty advanced grammar. Because it's not something that it's not something you've seen in N5. Do, ni. Alright. Okay. So it's like koto nisuru. So I talk about nisuru, which means to decide on a particular thing. Or when you say I'm going to. Koto ni suru is kind of like that. It's just that you're adding something to it. Um, but koto ni kimeru, so from what I'm reading here, it's meant to be. It's more of like It says important here. This is a nuanced thing. I wouldn't be too worried about it at the moment. I need to look into this because this is not something that I would teach in the beginner's course. Yeah, so formal speech, but it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard for me to talk about it at the moment. Okay, it's an N4. Cool. So I can teach this next is it in the next series? Yeah, it's not meant. It's not weird. It's just that you haven't learned it yet, and this is not like something that you would get to right away. You learn it later. Not yet. You'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Skip that for now. Um, yeah, onyomi and kunyomi. I think onyomi. Hold on. You learn both. So okay. All right. So dai is used with two kanji. Okay. I'll talk about it briefly here, but I think it's important that I cover this next week. I think I'll put a marshmallow actually, and I put an announcement because I want every question to be asked like before I start teaching it. That you guys have. Obviously, you guys can count more, but I think I'll do a marshmallow because I learn kanji very differently from a lot of people, and because I've learned Mandarin before, that's how I learn it differently. So I need to understand from your guys' perspective because you guys probably most likely have not learned Mandarin before, and you guys went straight to Japanese. So I'll answer this quickly though. Right. So when you when you're typing when you're using o, right? Daigaku. Right. Okay. When you're using o, you just have to find where the word is applied to more often. So more often than not, you see o with oki. So in the adjective, dai is used for two kanji words. So this is like a noun, basically. Nouns or na adjectives where dai is used. And then oki is used more in the e adjective and oki only. You wouldn't say o gaku. You wouldn't. You would say daigaku. So you just have to learn the specific words. Yeah. So don't worry too much about it. Just pick up your grammar. Oh, sorry, pick up your vocab. Uh, some suggestions I'll give to you. Drops. Um, Memorize. I would not suggest Duolingo just because I tried Duolingo. Duolingo is okay in terms of vocab, but it doesn't teach you how to really apply it. It doesn't give you like information about how it works. So you really you in order for you to uh yeah, I'll suggest using Anki like Toribio. If you can set up, of course. I just don't like setting up, so I don't do it. Memorize is a good one. Um, if you have an Android phone, or you can use an Android emulator as well. Kanji Tree is a very good like kanji learning tool, so you can try that. Because your handwrite it forces you to handwrite your kanji. What else? But yeah, learn your vocab, man. Here's another you can check GLPT. List. Oh, okay. This is one you want to look at because this has all the pronunciations here. This is what you really need to look at. Don't worry about like whether a certain kanji has like multiple pronunciations. This is not is it? You won't need to worry about it. I understand how you feel because that was me. Like there were some words that I thought, okay, if there's more than one way to pronounce it, how do I pronounce it, right? It's not always used like that, and each specific pronunciation has a specific use. All right, but yeah, this is it. Uh, so you don't have to worry about it. Just learn your vocab. Just pick up these lists and start reading. Don't. This is the so bonjour. This is the process of learning the language. You do not learn. Even I, right? I've some my parents tell me I have pretty good memory, so I guess I have good memory because I can learn kanji a lot faster than a lot of people. Um, Even for me, it took me a year to like get somewhere with the basics. So don't think that was it. It's not gonna be easy, that's for sure. But it's definitely gonna be worth it when you've put in the effort. I'm telling everyone here. I've told this to people before. If you put in the effort, it will show because you'll be able to read stuff that a lot of people won't be able to. That people gave up when they said, "Oh, I just want to use Romaji. Oh, I just want to just I'm just gonna study hiragana and katakana." I've seen people do that. And when I ask them, "Hey, how's it going? How's your study going?" They're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm too busy. I'm too busy." And they're playing Dota 2 when they have free time, right? You'll be able to read stuff more than them. That's the kind of like progress I want all of you guys to make. So don't think of it as a bad thing. Like you'll get there. Everyone, if they put enough effort, they'll get there. For me, I never had someone stream for me like this. I thought you quit, Dak. I thought you said bad the bad gacha rates. I mean, okay. Well, you know the good thing about Genshin is that it's limited, so you have time to study. You have resin, okay? I think it, for all the bad it did, okay, fair enough. For all the bad it did, at least it restricts you. It's such that um, it's bad for people playing long hours, but it's good for people who want to study or like learn something new like this. But yeah, um, Just find a list. Find a vocab list. I'm sure something will come up. Like, oh yeah, and hold on, I'll show this to you. Alpha, memorize. You don't, yeah. Um, hold on, let me log in this. All right, so I'm not pro anymore, pro member, but I use this a lot. So let me go to my GLPT. All right, so Alpha, I want you to take a look at this. Memorize is very good. Why is it not loading up for me? Okay, here we go. All right. And as you can see, I tried learning some other languages, but the courses. All right, so there is yes, this one's very good. You here we go. This is good. Okay. All right, so learn these words. So you set an account, right? This is all free. You don't have to pay for this. I paid for it because I love the app, but it so this is like a flashcard thing. It's exactly it works like Anki, but it's more interactive. That's why I like it. Because you see this thing on the right here. It shows you a picture of of a seed being planted and it growing up. That's how your memories work. Or that's what is said here anyway. Right. So the word aka means red. So you learn the kanji aka. For me, I would write this down. I wrote down 5 lines with the hiragana and the English meaning. Akarui for bright. So no, you don't. It's free. I paid for it because I wanted the features. That's why I said it's free. It's completely free. Oh my god, I missed it. Oh yeah, so and there's a timer there. So you click on this and it grows. So I know. Uh, it's just difficult words. So like you don't have to pay. The features you get like if you're serious and you like really want to know like what words you forgot, then I would pay for it. Um, it's I wouldn't say it's costly, but maybe a bit costly if you're not working. If you're like a student or something, this may be a bit costly, so you might just want to go for the free version. But I wanted to keep track of where I went wrong. Yes, Nedler. It's pretty. It's kanji is good to write it down, like draw it out again and again and again. So like this, what I would do, right? Um, sketch. What's it? Sketchpad. So yes, draw out the kanji. So like what I do, not calligraphy. I'm gonna use not pencil. All right. So for instance, this kanji, right? What I'll do, I'll just write out like this, and then with that, and I'll do this 5 times. I'll just write like this again, and I'll keep doing this like 5 times. And if I didn't, so whenever this kanji would come up, whenever this vocab would come up, and like I'll select the wrong thing, no, I don't. I use pen. I used pen before. I used pen before. Like I never had a tablet. I studied this when I was in university. I never had a tablet, so I had pen and paper. That's all I did. I had memorized and pen and paper, those two things only. So that's what I did. No, I'm just using my mouse. I have a tablet now, but I'm just using. It's best you do, um, just so that it helps you like your muscle memory. Because if you learn the stroke order right, you'll be like, okay, I got this. Stroke order kind of helps with memorization about how it looks. So like but is it necessary to learn like? Do you need to learn it to understand Japanese? No, not really. If you're just reading, then probably not. But I suggest do everything you can, man. Um, and then select this 5 times. I'll write this out, and then and so you can see on the top right, it will change every time you get some stuff correct. It will change and it will grow up. So it will start as a seed, it will sprout, become a little sprout, and then become a plant. That's the fun thing about this. And the best part, I don't keep track of this anymore because like I don't really follow this because this is not my this is, I've really reached N3, so I don't need this anymore. But the point system, I'm a competitive person, alright? So seeing my points go up per week was very fun. Like, me getting to 100,000 points, 50,000 points, just because I was just like study, 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 study. Wait, let me go and check my let me find my progress. Uh I wonder if I can see my analytics somewhere. Oh, okay, I can't do it because I'm not subscribed. I used to study a lot. Like yeah, you can see here I studied 4,000 words. Sometimes I would study like 100 words a day. 100, not like 1, 2 or 10, right? I was pretty crazy with this because I wanted to like learn this like really really fast. So if you have time, maybe you can do the same. But the good thing of all this is that I succeeded, man. I got there. Yeah. Sometimes I aim for 100 words sometimes. Like I'll just do 100 word reviews. 100, and I'll plan like, okay, if I study this much today, I'll have and if I study this much every day, I will get this done in 2 to 3 weeks, which I somehow made it. Well, it took a bit longer. It took like one few months, but yeah, it was worth it because when I studied so hard, I mean, like time and time again I'll forget. That's normal. But because I already learned the words, right? It's just going back to it now and reviewing. And so instead of my mind saying like, oh, what's this word? It still does, obviously. Yes. But learning a lot. Oh yeah, 45 minutes a day. That was me. I did a lot. That's why I have 10,000 points. I did 9,312 words. So yeah, try this. Try this app. I like it. I paid for it because I wanted like the learning statistics. Competitive me likes it. Um, Another thing is this part where it says difficult words, right? You have to subscribe, but it's so good because like when you get something wrong, the memorize moves the word that you got wrong continuously to kanji is all Chinese, man. There's all okay. So this is the way I would put it. all Japanese kanji is Chinese characters, but not all Chinese characters are Japanese kanji. Did that make sense? Because Mandarin uses simplified, a lot of simplified characters. Well, they're simplified and traditional, depending on where you come from. Mainland China uses a lot of simplified. Singapore uses simplified as well. And then if you're speaking Cantonese, it'll be more traditional. But all Japanese characters come from Chinese. All of them. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, take a look at this. Take a look at this app. And yeah, if you have the money to spare, invest. I would say invest in this. You can do. I mean, obviously, you can do whatever you want, right? No, not really. You just learn to simplify it. I didn't have to. I didn't have to learn it 2 times. I just used what I knew about the simplified, and I worked from there. Like this character is simplified. In Mandarin, you see these 2 characters are simplified. It's just pronounced differently. My mom was able to read when my family went to Japan. My mom was able to read stuff on the signboard because it had kanji, and some of it was simplified. So this stuff is simplified Chinese. This, on the other hand, this is traditional. So okay, this one's about the same, but so this character and this one's the same. This one's just more. This one's just traditional, but you never see this used in Japanese. I did that. I made that mistake once, and my teacher's just like, "What's this character?" I'm like, "Oh, it's the Mandarin character," and I got it wrong. He's like, "Oh no, that's incorrect." So you have that instances of that. It happens. So yeah. You don't have to learn them 2 times. You just learn the Japanese one. You don't need to learn Mandarin for this. It's just that Mandarin just helps. If you have a Mandarin background, it helps. It makes it easier. But you don't have to. If you don't want to study, it's fine. Just study what you see in Japanese. That's it. But if you study enough Japanese, right, you can move into studying traditional Chinese because a lot of the stuff comes from there. But yeah, that is it. Anything else you guys want to ask? I'll put a marshmallow for kanji related questions. I'm not trying to address them on the next stream. If the lesson is not ready by next week, I'll just have something prepared for us to like do some application related stuff. I have workbooks, so I can use that. You guys have anything else you wanna talk about? I would expect so. It's been so what's the context, Bonjour? So like, but also could you give me an example sentence? Uh, because a lot of times I have to ask the example sentences because a lot of Japanese you can't really directly translate one for one from English to Japanese. Just give me a sentence in English that's easy for me to work with, and I'll try and give something back, a word of some sort. Okay. You wouldn't really say but also, you just say you would okay, there'll be two parts. So you would say the but, and then so I would write like this. You might have to go through a bit of my lessons first to really understand this, but the two things I would use, kedo, and the particle mo, or to be more exact, koto mo atta. Alright. So let's say that first part, the first clause, 映画はいいけ、映画はいいけど、um, that movie was good. いいけど、sorry, のこと。悲しいこともあった。So there are a few sad parts. So you can't really exactly translate moments because moment in Japanese means shunkan, but I can't really use that here in the way that I know what you're trying to say, but it'll be something more like this because more is used for also, but also you can't really directly translate it. That's what I'm trying to say. You can you have to rearrange a bit. So that's the thing in Japanese, right? You'll be doing a lot of rearranging. I think this is the best way to say it. I think there might be something better. This one might be just like translated, but it may not be exact. But yeah, from all my experiences, what I understand it to be, something like that will work, I guess. Anything else? But yeah, you're gonna have to learn the parts from scratch because you can't directly translate. Anything else that you guys want to ask? Yeah. For stuff like this, like how do I say, X? It's sometimes it's not possible to say X as it is. Like for example, I cannot translate yoroshiku onegaishimasu. There's no such word in English. There's a phrase, but there's no such word in English. There's no there's no straight translation. It can mean one or two things, or like a bunch of things. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu is used often in Japanese, but never in English. Or you'll never hear a similar or like even remotely close sort of statement. Hey, your opinion. But yeah, okay. I think no one has any questions, so I'm just gonna wrap up here. Anything else? Just leave a comment below. I'll read it and I'll try and respond to it. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Good job again for those who have stayed for the months that you've been around my stream. Yeah, your guys' support is the reason why I'm still doing. I have not given up, and I don't plan on giving up this stream, this weekly lessons. Yeah. Again, I just want to thank these Patreon people. Thank you for supporting my channel, and thank you for subbing, because it helps motivate me to make these lessons good. And for those of you who feel like these lessons have helped, and you feel like you can donate, you're not forced to. Don't worry about it. I'll always make these for you guys anyway. But if you feel like you can help, it will help me because I can do stuff with it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Ooh, all right. If I'll be signing off now. Catch you guys. I guess next week. I'll probably try and like make more videos. Oh yeah, if you need help setting up a keyboard, go and watch the video that I uploaded today. It's my first video, so don't bully if you want to make fun of anything that happened on that stream. I think it was okay, but like someone might say something. It happens. But yeah, if you want to get started with that, if you want to learn Japanese and you want to you'll be using it a lot on your PC, so might as well get set up, get a keyboard. You don't need to buy anything. If you have Windows 10 or MacBook, you're good. All right. Yeah. I'm going to end it here. Bye bye.